lot of entrepreneurs are spending money on things they don't need, making hires they don't need, and they're making a lot of really expensive mistakes that really, really could be avoided and, and do everything elsewhere. So I would really encourage them to do that.
Welcome to Securing the Bag, the Roots exclusive series that's all about work, entrepreneurship, and the secrets to success. Today, our guest is Christopher Gray, the creator of the Scholly mobile app. And we're talking about how he literally made it his business to help connect students with the money they need for college. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks so much for joining us. So your personal story is really amazing. I mean, you grew up in Birmingham, a single parent home, and you wanted to go to college, but you didn't have access to the money and the resources that you needed, like most kids. But somehow, through hard work, you were able to find over $1 million in scholarship money that you used towards your education at Drexel University. So, and that's basically the experience that kind of inspired the Scholly app. So, student debt is a big issue in this country, but you say there's a lot of free money out there that people aren't really aware of. What do you think is the biggest problem or barrier that stops people from getting the money that they need?
Finding it, right? So one of the biggest issues that I wanted to solve with Scholly is simply finding money that's out there. There are hundreds of millions of dollars that go unclaimed every year in scholarships because students don't know they exist, right? So the idea behind Scholly is that we instantly match you with all the scholarships you qualify for, and the months it would take you to look for all those opportunities, we help you find them in minutes, right?
You took your idea into the Shark Tank, which I mean, to me, is like the ultimate place to find money for your business. And you were lucky enough to score a deal with Damon and Lori.
Yep.
Do you go into the presentation knowing exactly how much equity you're willing to give up in the company, or are you just kind of like, I just want to get out of here with a deal?
I think that the show gives you so much exposure, right? So it really, and that pales, I mean, the amount of exposure you're getting, it pales in comparison to what you're giving up, right? That's just and the support of these like well-connected sharks who are very who are well-connected investors who are very, very, very who have a lot of resources as well. So I think that there's that, but I do think that there's I think a lot of entrepreneurs go in like with kind of outsized valuations. They do like, oh, the company's worth like $3 million and $10 million, and we have like 20K in revenue, right? Like so that's a thing. So I do think that you kind of go in there with that, but a lot of people negotiate. I got exactly what I asked for because I was very strategic. I'm like, look, I'm gonna make sure my goal is to get a deal, get this exposure and all this stuff, and we can talk about everything else offsite, right? Like so, and it worked. And and we were able to kind of do that. And but the show is interesting. A lot of the deals don't close because of that. Because some entrepreneurs go on the show me lying. They go, so it's interesting, but great experience. I really encourage anyone who can get on the show and do it, and I really support it. I'm really happy we got Damon and Lori, great investors.
So people have ideas for businesses all the time, but I mean, you actually have the receipts to prove that your idea was a good one. So just going to read a couple stats here. So since 2015. Students have won more than $100 million in scholarship money with Scholly. You have over 3,000 five-star reviews. And I think probably one of the biggest accomplishments is that Sallie Mae acquired your key assets, and now the service is free for students to use. So I'd love to know, I mean, now you've proven you've got a successful product on your hand. What advice would you give other entrepreneurs? Maybe not necessarily in the mobile app space, but just wanting to get a business off the ground.
Start with the whole market has changed right now. Raising money is not going to be easy right now. The whole market is drawn up. So I would say that if I take a step back to when I was first starting Scholly, I would have really been even more meticulous about my business model, the plan. Get your unit economics in order. Understand your customer acquisition costs. Understand your LTV, right? A lot of founders just kind of, especially when you're young, you just go out with this idea and they kind of building while they're flying, and and you realize that inexperience is expensive. Inexperience is probably one of the most expensive things I do. I know next time I do something, I'm gonna really be think through some different things. But I really encourage you to put everything on paper, put together an operating model before you even flesh out the idea. People are so focused on the product, the brand, the social media. They do all those things, and then okay, what are your margins like? What is this like? How much it costs you to acquire a customer? What is your ad channels? What's your distribution plan? All these other things, right? And it saves you so much time and money to put that on paper, or even hire a consultant to help you do that for you. So you can put that on paper and come up with a real operating plan. Because a lot of entrepreneurs are spending money on things they don't need, making hires they don't need, and they're making a lot of really expensive mistakes that really could be avoided and and do everything elsewhere. So I would really encourage them to do that.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Christopher, for joining us.